every year, if a student has not attended for the first 10 days, then they are automatically dropped from our system. We can drop students earlier than that if a records request or something like that has been received by the district. But if the student just hasn't attended, then after 10 days, they are dropped from our roll. DESE has asked us not to do that this year. Instead, we're to mark them with a status called no-show, and we're supposed to leave them as an active record through the 30th of September. As y'all know, school started late this year, so our 10th day was just Friday anyway. So we will be keeping them on the rolls until September. However, if they do not show up in between now and then they will be dropped at that time, and it is retroactive back to the first of the school year. We receive funding based on students being enrolled, and so we would receive no funding for those students if they have never shown up at our campuses. Any questions on that?
You know what the number is?
Well, I don't. As I said, the 10th day was Friday, so today will be the starting of cleanup, where we go in and we have to mark those students that have not been here for 10 days. And it sounds like a pretty easy task. However, with a school system our size, the comings and goings, it's very fluid. So registrars will start cleanup this week and start moving students to that status. So I don't have one for you this evening. But if we could, do you have any questions about what I've just gone over? This is new to us. The state has asked us to do this. I think they're going to do a poll on Friday because I think that perhaps all across our state there are students that haven't come to school yet, more so than in previous years, and so they're wanting to do a poll across the state to see to what extent that is. If I could move to enrollment for just a moment. A pivotal number in enrollment every school year is the October 1 number. That is the number that our free and reduced, when we've been hitting the 70%, it's based on our October 1 number. So it's a very important number in school business. Last year, our October 1 enrollment number was around 22,100, not including pre-K. So that's grades K through 12. Because we are still cleaning up our data and marking no-shows, things like that, we have just asked our principals to go in and tell us how many students have you seen or contacted, and you know they're coming. They may be, for example, they may be on home quarantine for now and they haven't attended yet. But you know they're coming or you've talked to them. How many is that? Our current number as of today is around 21,150. So we're down approximately 1,000 students from October 1 of last year. When I look at where those students are, obviously our kindergarten class is smaller than it traditionally is. Our current number for kindergarten is around 1,400, and last year we had 1,673 as of October 1. So kindergarten by itself is down 267 students. Other than that, it's kind of spread out grade by grade, 50, 75 per grade, 100 per grade, something like that. The numbers are continuing to go up slightly. So we'll just have to wait and see as we are contacting those students that we have not had records requests on or have not seen them, and as we reach out to those students and those families, which we've already tried to do, but we will up our efforts to make sure if those students are still in the area to see if we can help if there's a problem.
So there's any number of kind of reasons why they're not at school right now. The pandemic, just a whole host of reasons, right?
Yes. The easiest answer is we have received a records request, they've enrolled somewhere else.
Okay.
But in the absence of that, there could be a number of reasons as to why. So we're investigating those.
Can you send us the current active students from this time last year, from October 1 last year, so that we might compare?
You're talking about on a per grade basis?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a single report. I'll be happy to
Yeah,
send that to
that'd
you.
be great. Thank you.
Any other questions, Dr. Cleveland? Anything else you want me to cover about enrollment?
Well, pre-K and VIA,
Oh, yeah. Okay, our pre-K enrollment, last year we had around 1,300 students in pre-K. This year, due to the pandemic, our enrollment is down also in pre-K. We are currently at around 750 to 775. So therefore, we have reduced the program accordingly. Staff members that have moved into other areas to serve, a lot of them have moved to via DTSOI, as we have need for additional teachers there. So currently, I think we have 45 classrooms operating right now. So, and then VIA. Let's talk about VIA for just a moment. Our VIA enrollment right now is at 2,920. That represents about 14% of our student population. That's a lot of kiddos. And so we are serving those students through the Don Tyson School of Innovation. I think it's off to a good start. We are, as we've talked about, we're kind of building the plane as it's flying, but we're getting there. Dr. Cleveland, anything else you want me to mention about enrollment?
I think we're good to go to personnel.
Okay. All right. I did a single one-page summary for you guys on personnel. You can see the numbers are basically what they were last year. Due to the expansion of DTSOI, continuing to utilize we have more building to use, so we have expanded some fine arts positions there. We have also expanded and added some CTE positions. And then on the classified staff, probably 16 of those, the difference in the new hires is due to we've hired additional staff to help with sanitation efforts with regard to COVID. And so other than that, it's if you have any questions, I'll be happy to try to answer them for you.
Just as an extra point, I know you all are aware of the CARES Act money. We have roughly about $4 million. Mr. Hayes is utilizing some of that money for the extra sanitation, if I could say it, sanitization of our facilities. And Mr. Hayes, you may want to just visit with him just a moment about that. I know, I don't know if Ms. Cook and I have discussed that before, but it is important how we're using those CARES Act monies.
Sure. Our portion from the state was $4.2 million. The $200,000, the $0.2 million, is going to private schools that have chosen to share in the money with us. And so we basically have $4 million then to spend. We are purchasing technology, updated technology for our students, and so many of our students are either doing blended or completely virtual. So we're ordering new technology. And we are also hiring some personnel that are directly related to COVID that we can pay out of that. And then we've bought a lot of chemicals to be used and sanitation supplies to be used in our efforts to keep everyone safe, as well as PPE for staff and students.
Any questions, or you okay?
Okay, let me segue real quick, if I could, Dr. Cleveland, as I see the next thing is about child nutrition. As y'all know, this is the time of year when I start trying to make everyone as anxious as I am about reaching that wonderful 70% mountain that we climb each and every year. The deadline has traditionally been October 1st. That's when they take a snapshot of our students and their meal status, and we have to have 70% in order to qualify for the additional monies for ESA. Just to give you all a refresher, if you're not at 70%, the number is $516 a student, and if you are at 70% or above, the amount is $1,051 per student. So it doubles. So it's really high stakes. It's a difference of 8 million versus 16 million. The last, I believe, 4 years, we have exceeded 70%. This past year, we were at 71.2. We've never been very much above 70, right there, but 71.2. I think our current number as of today is in the 40s, low 40s. So we have some work to do. This is not new for us. This is pretty common. So we will be working hard to visit with families, communicate to them the importance of completing a free and reduced meal application.
But the problem, if everybody's getting free meals, there's no pressure to fill it out, correct?
That's true. Yes, that's true. So we have a big opportunity in front of us. The current, as the commissioner's memo is next to be discussed about child nutrition, as you've already heard, they are basically extending the summer meal feeding program. In the summer meal program, anyone that's under the age of 18 may eat for free regardless of your meal status. And so they are extending that into the fall semester. So it will end currently in December. So we're going to be talking to families, explaining to them how filling out that application helps our district as well as helping them. And also by doing it now, they won't have to worry about it mid-year in the event that that program is not continued, which we don't know if it will be or not. So yeah, we have some challenges in front of us, but we've met it the last 3 or 4 years. Hopefully we can continue to do that. Another obstacle that I'm concerned about is the number of our children that qualified in the past are signed up for virtual, and so they're not on site anymore. So that would be another challenge for us to try to reach them and get them to understand the importance of completing the form. But we can do it. We can do it.
If they are virtual, are they allowed to come to?
Yes,
school
any
and get
student,
meal?
yes, any student, well, it could be any student, or any child 18 and under. In fact, I think they were talking about some kids came through with their parents, and we were able to feed the kids, and I think they were preschool age or something. And
Yeah, or
they stopped in at one of our schools, and we can claim it as a reimbursable meal. So, yeah, it doesn't matter if they're virtual or on site, they qualify.